Yes. Good morning out there for those that it's applicable to. Good afternoon for those that it's applicable to. Salutations. Two fathers here. Sports reporter. I got a special edition for you. Just some quick thoughts this morning. I've been listening to the conversation. I've been having the conversation. The conversation has been happening. So before I get started, please like, subscribe, share, do all the free things, do all the good things. But I'm here to talk about the one and only LeBron James Jr. So obviously the NBA draft concluded yesterday, and there was a lot of talk. A lot of people are upset about nepotism. A lot of people are upset about players being drafted that should not be drafted. A lot of people are upset about agents trying to do what's in the best interest of their clients. So let's break it down. So, since this process started, I've been cheering on LeBron James Jr. I am a father. I am a father who would like to see his children succeed. I am a father that if I was in a position to help my children succeed, I would do such. So, therefore, when I look at LeBron James Sr., I can't be mad at some of the maneuvering that he has done, even if I may not like the fact that the maneuvering is occurring. You see, nepotism is as American as the flag. How many of these Ivy League students are going to these schools right now because their legacy, because their grandparents have a name on a building, because their parents made a donation to some facility on the campus? Talk about diversity, equity, and inclusion. That part don't matter though, right? Nepotism only has a problem because it has a black face attached to it, because it has LeBron James's face attached to it. No one cared when Larry David brought Kramer onto Curb Your Enthusiasm and basically made fun of the racist rant that he went on. Nobody cared about nepotism when Eli Manning used his daddy and his brother to not go to the San Diego at the time Chargers. But now all of a sudden, there's a 19-year-old who, from what I can tell, loves basketball, seems to have a good head on his shoulders, went through a cardiac event last year that hopefully he's passed and doesn't have to relive in the future, has a father that is at worst the second or third best player in NBA history that wanted to play with him. Now, this is where my problem came in. We got the report from Bob Myers and Adrian Wojnarowski that Rich Paul was telling teams not to draft Bronny or else he was going to go to Australia because he wanted to play for the Lakers. My problem with that is this 19-year-old kid who has told us that he does not go by LeBron James Jr., he goes by Bronny because he wanted to separate from his father. He wanted to have his own life, and that's impossible. That was never going to happen. But this is what he told us. But yet, Clutch is out here moving in the streets as if daddy is pulling the strings. That's my problem. My problem is not with the 19-year-old that wants to fulfill his dream. My problem is not with the father that wants to help his son achieve that dream. My problem is with the culture of the draft, the culture of sports in the first place. It's Rich Paul's job to do what's in the best interest of Bronny or any client that he represents. My problem is if you are an NBA team that wanted to draft him, but you didn't because Rich Paul said whatever he said, then why are we telling people with no power that are voiceless to stand up to power when billionaires won't do it. Any team that wanted Bronny, if such a thing existed, because I'm not sure there was, why, if you wanted LeBron James Jr. on your team, nobody stopped you from selecting him. He wants to go to Australia, let him go to Australia. You own his rights. His daddy wants to play with him. Guess what, Lakers? Come up off some draft picks later down the road. Come off of some kind of compensation to get this player that you want. Now, the Lakers were going to do everything in their power to keep LeBron James Sr. If they felt that drafting Bronny was going to be a thing that kept him in the family, they were going to do it. Can't say that I blame them. It's all about winning, right? They're going to win a lot more games with LeBron James Sr. than without. Okay, I get it. Now, the last thing I'll say before I get out of here, Bronny went number 55 in the draft. How many number 55 selected draft picks are in the NBA today? How many of them played a season in the NBA? Most of them are probably in the G League. Most of them probably got cut. Most of them probably didn't make it a day past Summer League, which starts July 8th, by the way. So what's the problem here? Is the problem nepotism with a black face? Is the problem the first name LeBron, last name James? Because I see nepotism all around us in every walk in life. Hell, when you apply for jobs on LinkedIn, the first thing people say to you is, who do you know? Who are you connected to? Who's your network? It's not about you and what you bring to the table from a qualification standpoint. It's not what you know, it's who you know. It just so happened LeBron James Jr. had the ultimate trump card. No pun intended.